For over 20 years, I've dedicated my life to bringing you the very best selling, marketing, and business building strategies to keep your business thriving. Get ready to experience the success you've been searching for. Welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. I am so fired up today. Last week, Bill Pipes and I were talking about ways to improve your confidence. And specifically, Bill said you should work on your listing presentation, that should be the skill, that if there was just one thing you wanted to get really good at, that would be it. Why? Because if I'm comfortable and confident going into a stranger's house or friends or past clients or whatever it is and presenting my value and my service in a way that's meaningful and impactful, that's different and relevant, then customers are going to say yes. And when I get that yes, it's like any other behavior, right? When you get that feeling, that rush of this was really good, I want to do it all the time, then guess what? You're going to make your calls. You're going to go after every possible seller lead. You're going to do it with so much more conviction. So I thought what I would do today is I would dig into some of the private conversations I've been having with a bunch of my personal clients and reveal to you 5 super sexy, insanely great. Did I just say super sexy on the Tom Ferry Show? I think I did. If you end this video at the 10-minute mark, you're going to lose the best one. So you got to really pay attention. This is going to be one of those you're not going to want to send to your friends. You're not going to share this around the office. You're going to keep this like just for you, and you're going to watch this video at least 15 times. And then I'm going to get like private oh my God, thank you so much. I can't believe it. I just beat the #1 agent in my office. And I'm going to be like this. Like that's how good this is. And I think I'm like tooting my own horn here for a second. But are you with me? Like I'm really pumped. So 5 ways to improve your listing presentation. We're gonna do some that are gonna feel a little basic, but when we get over into this stuff, oh, just wait. Here we go. Obvious, right? So if I wanna be a better presenter, my speech coach, Ron Arden, God bless him, passed away a few years ago. First thing he would say to me in his beautiful little South African accent, which I'm not even gonna attempt, was, Tom, rule number 1 is know your customer. Know your customer. What are their needs? What are their wants? What are their issues? What are their challenges? Well, today, do you realize I can use Equifax or Speedion, and Marnie, I can know their credit score before they walk in. All I need is an email address. I can get your credit score. I can know what you spent at Nordstrom's last week. I can get your shopping behaviors. It's pretty incredible what we have access to today, but let's talk about the basics. Ready? Know your customer. Should you go to their social sites and at least get a sense of who they are, right? What do they like to do? What are they all about? You know, people are putting themselves out there every single day on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and everything else, and we really get a sense of who they are. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking for relatedness. I want to relate to you. I want to understand who you are and look for that commonality, that easy rapport building stuff, right? But I also put down LinkedIn, know what they're doing professionally. That's important, right? Get a sense of who they are. Like maybe they're, like yesterday, I met with a client who's the VP of Sega, right? So we talked about gaming and marketing and big business. That relatability made it easier for Lydia Gable, big shout out to Lydia, for us to connect on a level that would be different if I didn't understand her professional background. Does that make sense? Do you do that with every client already? If you do, no brainer. Number 2 is obviously pre-qualify, under knowing your customer. So you know who's involved in the process, what is it you want to accomplish, right? When do you want to start the process? Where are you guys moving to? Why do you want to move there? How much do you want to sell your home frame? What's the time frame you want to get it done in, different from when do you want to start? When do you want to be sold and done by in that new location? And then I love the question, what's your plan B? So what's your plan B if it doesn't work out? So I'm going to do this all over the phone, pre-qualifying, to make sure that I know who they are. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm stalking you on Facebook and wow, I saw you, drinking a beer the other day. Like, not going to do that. But I want to know who they are. What are they all about? Check out their LinkedIn background. Have an understanding of who they are professionally. And then obviously I'm going to ask all the pre-qualifying questions to really understand what is driving the motivation to move. Remember, if they have really low motivation, generally speaking, where do they want to price the house? Really high. If they want really high or they have really high motivation, we're going to be more priced appropriately to help them get what they want. And remember, it doesn't matter how good of a presenter you are. If they don't want to sell, who cares, right? There's no presentation that's going to convince them to sell. Your job is to help them understand why they should choose you over the competition. Does that make sense? Now, What's your plan B in case it doesn't work out? If we don't get the price, the time, etc., what's your plan B? Well, we can always keep it. We can always rent it out. We have no problem. We're in no urgency. That's an important question that we're not asking today. And what happens is you're going on appointments and realizing that their motivation isn't where you want it to be. So number one, know the client. Number two, prime the client for a yes and do your homework. So do your homework. You know, the number one thing is to know the comps, right? To know the market. But don't just know the last 30 days, the last 60 days, the last 90 days. Did you see the houses? Did you walk through the properties? Do you really know what was for sale? Even if it was just going and looking at 25 videos, online through the MLS, to really know the area, the community. Was it a nice house? Was it a bad house? So when they say, well, our neighbor sold for, you can say, yes, I know why, but remember, they converted under the stairs that whole extra room into a wine cellar and a wine bar, and your property doesn't have that. It brought a little more value. To know those details. You know what it is? We did a video a long time ago called Be the Knowledge Broker, right? Be the knowledge broker. The person that knows the market and the homes better than anybody else is the one that's going to rise above and be the obvious choice. So this is like be the knowledge broker stuff. Next thing on the list, obviously prime the client for a yes. So remember a few videos back, and I won't bore you with it again, but search. Remember I said, if you want to win every listing, remember that video? If you want to win every listing, you send a bomb video in advance before your appointment, thanking them for meeting with you, and then requesting that they review all those key things that was included in the email. Remember, your Zillow reviews, your track record, the 3 to 5 things you do differently or better than everybody else, and maybe, your entire marketing plan, contrasted to everybody else, a photo of your team, etc. So what we're doing is we're priming the pump, and we send it through BombBomb so we know that they opened the video, we know that they watched the video, because that's what BombBomb does. It lets you know those two things, which I think is important. Now, I said to you 5 ways to improve. I bet you're doing all that stuff. And if you're not, listen, you gotta start here. I'm gonna get a little advanced with you. You ready? Number 3 is not that advanced. Number 4 and 5, 4A. Just wait for 4A. Here we go, you ready? I'm not sure how this is gonna work, Danny, but here we go. Ta-da! Watching. If you love what you're seeing here, then click the button below to join our online community absolutely free. Thanks so much.